Hey everyone, okay, I think this one should be my first YouTube video because the other one sucked, clearly. It was my first time and I was craving to just record a video, so here I am. So I want you guys to know that every single thing that I talk about, it always comes from somebody's lesson, from somebody's story. So I was listening to a story yesterday and I just realized one thing. The people more confused when it comes to marriage is the parents. Let me just take a quick sip. I feel like kids always look at their parents and say, my parent knows everything. My mom knows everything. My dad knows everything. They're the ones who are going to guide me. But a lot of the times it seems like that's not the case. And that's so scary. Because if your parents don't know, then who's going to know? So this actually like ignited a fire in me and made me realize, you know what, so many people need help with this. So you know what, I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth into everything when it comes to getting married, finding the right person. But let me tell you a quick story. One important thing that you have to do, okay, and I'm talking to the parents right now, the parents. When you find somebody that is eligible for your daughter, don't look at them. Don't be like extra nice. Don't be too nice, okay? You're looking at every single person that comes to your home. Look at them as a criminal, okay? You're gonna investigate everything. Don't tell me after your daughter has been married that now you're investigating. No. You have to look at the person that's coming to marry your daughter. We're specifically talking about daughters just because it's a lot different. My dad, Allah yarhamah, used to always say one thing, and he said, you could take a man, throw him anywhere in the wilderness, and they could survive. But a girl has to be taken care of. So we're going to take care of the girl, and then the guy is going to come next because, you know what, actually, I know somebody who was having issues like getting married, and they asked me some questions, and I had to help them out. And I realized, oh my God, like, haram, you know, his family's not really educated, I guess, or like, they don't really know. You know, like, so many Arab or so many like Muslim families are so humble and kind. They think that everyone else is humble and kind, but that's really not the case. So I will get to the men's in a different video. Right now we're focusing on the girl, okay? When a guy comes for your daughter, okay, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna investigate. You're gonna ask about him. See, is he in the community? Does he mix around with like the people in the masjid? If he does, ask people around him. Ask the people that he's involved with. Ask who like he talks to. Talk to those people that he talks to or he's friends with and see what they say. Ibn Halal will tell you if this person is good or if this person is bad, okay? So get to know his friends, get to know his surroundings, get to know what he does. What is his day like? What is his schedule like, okay? If your daughter likes him, okay? If your daughter likes this guy and she wants to get married to him, go follow him, okay? Go see, you know what? Go do a surprise visit. And let's say they did the Fatiha. Let's say that they did the Fatiha, they did the Kitb Kitab. They still haven't gotten fully married. Go visit the guy. Go on a random day, at a random time, and go visit the guy, okay? Be like, oh, I just want to see what you're doing. You know, feel the guy out, okay? Because let me tell you something. I just found out there's so many girls that I find out their parents tell me with their own mouth, oh, you know, I thought the family was really nice, and then I thought like the husband was really nice, and then I find out that the mom is really bad, the dad is really bad, the son, which is the husband, is really bad. And I'm like, okay, well, you didn't ask about him? And she's like, well, I found X, Y, and Z, and then they did this, and they do this, and they do that, and they deal with this, and they deal with that. And I'm like, okay, did you investigate anything? And they're like, no, we just thought that they were really nice people. We got along, and the vibe was there. And I'm like, that's not enough. You have to investigate further. If it were me, and someone's coming to my daughter, okay? So right now, I'm gonna be very narrow-minded because it's my daughter. My daughter, I learned how to pew-pew for a reason, okay? If anyone comes and crosses my daughter, they're gonna wish that they were never alive. I'm telling you right now, like me and my husband, we are wildebeests when it comes to our daughter, okay? If someone were to come to my daughter, for my daughter, I'm going to ask about everything. I'm going to get his credit checked. I am going to get his credit checked. I'm going to see what he has debt. I want to know if he is financially responsible. I want to know who he hangs around with, okay? And this might seem a little bit psycho, but I am going to go see where he's hanging out. I'm going to go see where he's hanging out, who he's hanging out with, who he's talking to. I'm going to find out everything. I'm going to go on his social medias. Does he have social media? What does he watch on his social media? I'm going to find out everything. Okay? I'm going to find out about his family. I need to know what his mom is like, because my daughter better have a good mother-in-law. And if she's not going to have a nice mother-in-law, I'm going to put the boundaries. I'm going to set the boundaries for my daughter. I'm going to have, inshallah, like I plan to create a very comfortable setting for my daughter that between her and I want to have a really good relationship where she could be open with me, okay? I am, you guys, a very overprotective person. I am. Like, you can ask my sisters. They will tell you I made their life a little bit complicated because I was so overprotective, because I just see the BS through people, okay? So I'm just like, I don't like this person, I don't like that person, I want you to get away from this person. And it just, there's resistance, and I don't want to do that with my daughter. I'm gonna draw the line with her mother-in-law. Like, don't cross my daughter. Don't do it, okay? Now, after I find out about his mom, his dad, I need to know some background, okay? I need to know, were they ever into some shady business? Did they ever do anybody wrong? Are they like nasabin? Are they ulad haram? Are they ulad halal? Which one is it? I need to know, okay? So these are the things that I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna assume just because this person is a doctor and he's nice and he's respectful and his mom is nice and his dad is nice that he's a great person. I'm gonna assume the worst and I'm gonna hope for the best. He has to prove himself. You just cannot automatically think that this person is great. Just because they have these things, it does not mean that they're amazing people. You just don't know a person until you get married to them. And I'm not gonna have my daughter figure out what life actually is like when she gets married. My daughter, I want her to like be comfortable when she gets married. I want her to have a good husband, inshallah. And of course, like a lot of dua, especially you guys as parents, okay? And I'm talking to the older people too. As parents, it's your responsibility. Like, hi, amana. Your kids are amana. You want them to get married to good people. You don't want to just marry them off just so you can be like, oh yeah, my daughter is married. It doesn't matter what people think. Regardless, people will always say something. After your daughter that's like 28, 29, 30, like she finally gets married. Say she finally gets married, everyone's gonna be like, oh, did you see who she got married to? Oh, he's not that great. So you will never end with people's opinions. You just will not, okay? So keep that in mind. Remove that mindset of, I want my daughter to get married because like she's getting expired or she's getting old, or I just want to tell everybody that she's married. No. In your mind, keep it that I want my daughter to be taken care of. If I pass away, I know Ibn Halal is taking care of her, okay? The parents, it's your responsibility to do your due diligence, okay? And I'm serious when I say assume the worst. Assume the worst, because tell me why a mom was complaining to me about how her son-in-law doesn't work. One day he works, 10 days he doesn't. And her daughter is like, she has a medical degree and he has like a nobody degree, okay? And you know what? I'm not gonna be like, I don't look at degrees like that. Like for me personally, I'm a humble person, okay? So I don't really look at that. I don't really care about that. But if you have a medical degree, take someone at the same education level as you, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's going to be very, very hard for you to connect with somebody who is lower in education. It's just the truth. It's just the truth, okay? It's just harder. So take someone at the same level as you when it comes to education, okay? Don't like sacrifice. Her daughter has a medical degree, and she thought that after she has kids, that the relationship will get better. And it's like, how do I like smack myself back to reality and be like, what do you mean? Kids make everything worse. You know what? Kids don't make everything worse. Kids make everything more complicated. Like the minute that me and my husband, we had our child, everything just changed. You know, your focus is going to be on your child. It's not going to be on you. Like me and my husband, I feel like we forget about each other a lot. And it's not just me and it's not just him. It's both of us. We forget about each other. We're so consumed with our daughter that we just forget. And that's just how it is, you know? So, and problems happen. Like I changed a lot. My husband didn't have the same change as me because I was the one going through a lot of like tribulations and trials and all that with like motherhood and pregnancy and like birth injuries. So I was really going through it, but my husband was not. So he was still the same person and I was changed. So then I had to like help figure out what's going on with me and then help him figure out what's wrong with me. You know what I mean? So kids are not the answer. So people stop thinking that kids are the answer. They're not going to fix a man, especially if the man acts like a child. And I asked the mother, like, do you investigate him? She's like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, we just had a good feeling about him. Oh, what do you mean? No, that's not how it works.